Hello. Um, I'm Gauthier Zuppinger, and I'm Non-fungible.com co-founder. And I'm here to talk to you about the NFT market. I won't focus specifically on the use cases because dozens of speakers today will talk about the use cases and what we can do with non-fungible tokens. But this presentation will present some figures and charts, but I'll try to keep it as funny as possible. So just to begin with some figures. In 2018, a little more than 200 million USD have been traded in NFTs for about 7 million of transactions. What is interesting is not that those figures were pretty tiny compared to the world cryptocurrency world, but the fact that it's based on a technology that was barely 1 year old at that time, it's pretty impressive. And if you notice the little circle in the middle of this slide, every time this circle disappears, an NFT transaction occurred in the world. Every 4 seconds in the world, there is a transaction with an NFT, which is, in my opinion, pretty impressive for a technology that is just 1 year old. So I think that you do know what are the major stakeholders in the field. I think that you'll answer CryptoKitties, and you're right. They are definitely the biggest player in the field. With CryptoKitties, Decentraland, and ETH they represent more than half of the whole market. I think you've heard about Gods and Chain, Mega Cryptopolis, and others. And they are big, but actually they are really tiny compared to those big players. Just about the transactions. The last one was about USD traded. This is about the volume of transactions. If you just look at this trend, it is about the ERC20 transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. It's not a surprise. It has been a bear market, so the trend is decreasing. But what about NFTs? The volume of transaction is increasing during all the year. So what we notice there is that even during a bear market, the NFTs are growing constantly. And I think it is extremely interesting to see that these kind of tokens are not related to the evolution of the cryptosphere. They are living their own life. And if we focus on the users, because this is just figures about the transactions, but what about the users? We notice globally the same thing. This is the trend of the daily active users on the Ethereum blockchain. And what about NFTs? Globally the same. But just watch out, we are not on the same scale. The trends for ERC20 is decreasing, but it's about 1 million. For the NFTs, we are more about 5,000, okay? So it's still tiny, but the trend is here. We are not interested in the volume, but in the trend. So just let's have a deeper look at this evolution about the communities, because the active addresses is just the reflect of how active are the communities around NFTs. So it's not a surprise, at the beginning of the year, CryptoKitties was about 90% of all active addresses. At the end of the year, it's way more interesting because what we have there is an healthy ecosystem with dozens of active communities. We can talk about blockchain cuties, Gods and Chain. I know that My Crypto Heroes is pretty active as well in Asia. I think it's the purple one in the middle. And what is interesting is that this is a pretty good signal for the upcoming years. It is not about hype. The beginning of the year, in my opinion, is about hype. The end of the year is about a real growing ecosystem. And I think, and we already have figures about it for 2019, this trend is continuing in this way. So let's share a little belief that we have at non-fungible.com. Is that the NFTs are not directly related to cryptocurrencies. It's probably the first time in the history of blockchain that a token is not related to a cryptocurrency. Its value is related to its use and to the potential of a project. So let's have a concrete example about it. This is the evolution of the Decentraland ERC-721 token. It's the land, the famous land. So, okay, there are some evolutions about it, but it's not interesting in itself. This is the evolution of the ERC-20, so the mana, okay? To purchase a land, you need mana, and mana is directly related to the value and the evolution of Bitcoin, just because the whole crypto ecosystem works like that. If Bitcoin decreases, the cryptocurrencies globally decrease. But it's not the same for ERC-721. The NFTs are living their own life. If we just focus on those two events. I don't know if, does someone own land there? Can you just raise your hand, please? Someone? Yep, okay. And this event is related, the second one, to the appearance of Nessie. I don't know if you've heard about it. It was a major stakeholder who bought about millions of mana and of land. And the prices just went up. But it is absolutely not related to the crypto in itself. So what we see there is that NFTs are really a new generation of assets that are, which value is related to their use and to their potential, not to the Bitcoin or to the cryptocurrency trends. So, what we wanted to show that, okay, it was just figures, charts, and okay, trends. The important thing is that something bigger is happening. Those assets are really, I think, new in that way, because we have identified about 300 NFT projects at non-fungible.com, and most of them are traded not for their value, but for their use. So, as it's written, just stop huddle and start build things, because I think it's the time. So, just by the way, most of the charts you've seen there are present in the NFT report you have in your swag bag. So feel free to have a look at that if you want. Thank you very much. Yep.
Question. So when you show the land price and the mana price,
Yep.
they're not really related, but which is a good thing in one sense. But if you're mana investors, and if the land price, if people want to buy more land and stuff, the mana price does not go up.
Mm-hmm.
It's reduce the one advantage having a mana token. What do you think about it?
I think that actually there is speculation on both. I think you know Mati, which is a big player in the land field, which is really a flipper in this field. And I think that just buying those tokens just to flip is the little part of the interest of the token. A land is not meant to be traded as a speculative asset. And mana in itself is supposed to be the currency in the decentralized world. It is not meant to be a speculative asset. So honestly, I think that the fact that it is not that interesting, sorry, as a speculative asset, is not really a matter, in my opinion.